someone in the dark. Kissing someone in the dark. Kissing someone in the dark. Kissing someone in the dark.
At home, work, or your favorite coffee shop, if there's a Wi-Fi connection, get on the horn. Hartford's heart and soul. onthehorn.com.
Flawless as always, Dave Moore has now broken his headphones that I just paid $100 for. Actually, I think those might even be Caitlin's headphones you broke.
No.
No? Okay.
Not on.
Let's see.
Hi.
I think we're on, what mic are you on?
I should be on 4. Where am I?
Okay,
There I
yeah, you're
am.
on 4. Holy cow.
Flawless.
He's not on.
He's not on.
No, I can just be loud all I want.
Oh, okay, there you are.
There we go.
3.
That's fine. You see, this is one of the problems of doing too many shows all at once.
Yeah.
And that people have no... Shut up, Dr. Crash in the chat room.
I wish I had my chat room laptop.
Is that... You know what? The people that do shows here do not respect this equipment. They really don't. They beat the snot out of it. Like, you know, there's some faceless corporation out there. And they're just going to buy more of it. And, you know, they throw the headphones around and...
Crunch all you want. We'll make more.
This is crap. I'll tell you what. Did you fix it?
Almost.
Because I'd be impressed if you did. I'm not going to lie to you. I really don't think it's
It
that.
is entertaining to watch. Some
Yeah.
people that no, and our guests are wonderful. But when they come in for the first time, and
It is. They do.
It's really
they get
entertaining.
into this thing, and they're like, "How the hell do I put these on?"
one person did an entire show with the ear like this. Can you see?
Yeah.
Nice.
They were like, "I think that
I think that
that
I'm
it
very
is
sexy.
wrong." Yeah, it was good.
So we are happy to take your phone call. Did I turn on the Skype line? I don't even remember. Yes, I did. We are happy to take your calls at 860-266-HORN. Horn.
Really?
And you know what? Really, what I want to talk about here is the transgender discrimination. I'm trying to get the thing up. I've already erased one of the liners today. I don't want to do it again. But the transgendered discrimination that's happening in our glorious state. And there's a bill to try to
Yes, Dave was just
get
telling me
rid of
it's
that.
going to pass in Connecticut. Is that the
Well, I
hopes
certainly
or the plan or the
I
what's
think
going on?
I certainly
Fill me
think
in.
it's that looks like what's going to happen. I would say there's a much better than 50% chance.
Yep.
Now here's the
Do we know what
here's
that's
the-
outlining?
philosophical. It's illegal to discriminate based on transgender. So if someone comes up to
Sexual
you
identity.
who, let's say, with a voice like me,
Wearing
and
a
says,
dress.
"Hi, I'm Nancy, and I'm not the lieutenant governor." No, and they say, you know, what's the story? You know, you would raise your eyebrow and say, "Excuse me, you're wearing a dress, and clearly you have facial hair and you're a man. This is unusual. This is not how should we say, what I would expect."
Right.
Um,
But they have to give them equal chance to be hired.
Right. Now, you might say, one might say that the
You want
place
me to say it,
hiring
don't
can
you?
say, "Hey, look, this is my business. I don't think people are going to be comfortable with this, and I don't want you to work here. And so I'm going to discriminate based upon, well, I guess your transgenderness, which the employer would argue, I'm not really discriminating against race. I'm discriminating against your gender expression.
Right, gender expression or gender identification.
What's the difference between cross-dresser and a transgender?
I was just going to mention that, chat room friend.
Very good question. Well, as pedestrian as I can explain this, because that's my understanding of it,
Because he likes to
a
walk us through
cross-dresser,
it.
a cross-dresser
cross-dress as
would
a
just be
pedestrian.
a dude making no other attempt to become a woman other than changing their clothes.
There are also women who will dress as men.
Correct.
Yeah.
Either way.
Just saying.
Vice
Transgender is when you start taking some of the hormone stuff and
Right.
You're in the process to fully transform.
to really
To change.
so it's not just I had a gross analogy there of someone like me walking in wearing a dress, but
And the
obviously
thing
no,
too
that
is
wouldn't be
to
it.
understand is that their sexual preference, their orientation is not necessarily a part of this. This is just
That is one of the most interesting things. It's not who they want to
right.
have intimacy with. It's just themselves, like they feel like they're
It's
in the wrong gender,
Correct.
Right.
which has got to be that's got to be a
gotta
tough
be-
place to be.
Absolutely. And
And I literally cannot imagine that.
Chaz Bono, who used to be Chastity Bono, has gone through the whole shebang. And he is now fully male,
that is Cher's son, if anybody's wondering.
who used to be Cher's daughter.
Right. But yeah, I mean,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and there's a documentary on it on Oprah's network.
All right.
And but it's it's an interesting process that he lays out, that he felt always growing up. First of all, first and foremost, an attraction to women,
Right.
and then as a female, and then felt less and less like a female. Always felt more male, which
Drawn to the
it's hard
male
to
sphere of
explain
things.
and undernd, obviously, for us. But
Yeah, it is, because I guess I always approach it as how I'm reacting to someone else, and it's almost like how you're reacting to yourself. In other words, feeling comfortable in my own skin has not really been a problem, because I really don't, I'm a guy, and that's sort of it. But I can understand if a gay female or a gay man has attraction to the same sex.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand that logic, because you can equate like what you would have feelings for. I can equate what I would have feelings for a woman, and I can say, okay, that person has those same kind of feelings toward a
happens to be
man,
the same
and that's
sex,
sort of
yeah.
that's so my emotions are being pushed out, and I'm saying, okay, well, that must be that doesn't work for me. I'm definitely over here, but okay, I
I
get
can
it.
understand over here.
But
Right.
yeah, I can relate to it somehow. I have no idea what it would be like, and I don't even know. I mean, how would one even know that they are relating more to female or male? I mean, talk about a confusing situation, because you're born a man or you're born a woman. That's it. That's your benchmark.
And in a way, there people that are going through this today, I would say maybe are perhaps fortunate to be going through it today versus, I mean, I imagine 200 years ago, people having these feelings and not knowing what to do with it because it wasn't an open conversation. It
They
wasn't,
drank heavily.
yeah, it wasn't a societal thing that people talk about, and there's doctors that are there to help you for it, and those kinds of things. So, I mean, in a way, I can't imagine how difficult a process it must be, but in a way, they might be fortunate that they're going through it in 2011 versus.
The thing that bothers me about the concept, it's not the concept itself that bothers me. It's the physical, surgical
Yeah.
aspect.
Pretty drastic.
I really have a hard time imagining that it's okay to take a scalpel and make the change.
Yeah.
Okay.
You hope that there's a good, strong psychologist involved.
Well, not only that,
Helping them.
You also hope that you have a compassionate surgeon. Because, it's a very drastic thing. You are now making a radical change of someone's identification.
Radical and probably irreversible.
Obviously not.
Well, I think once you do the first change, I don't think you're going back.
It's not likely that you're going to want
Either
to.
way.
Right.
And
But
clearly, none of this would be covered by insurance.
I
there
doubt
are
it.
some insurances that actually do cover this.
But that would be very progressive.
I don't
fine.
think it's progressive, but
So
I think
now-
it's travelers. But anyways.
Going back to, they're going to
Yeah,
pass
okay.
a law where you can't discriminate. You can't, not hire the person that's in the process or
Right.
seems strange to you.
Right.
It's also. It's not
Is that-
also. It's not just employment. It's also housing. Okay,
Yes.
so you cannot deny a person housing. You can't deny them an apartment. You can't deny them an ability to buy a house.
Right. Well, and obviously they're passing this because there's people out there that are doing that, and I'm sure many. How are they? How is this something that you can follow through? I mean, how can you be like, well, I was discriminated against? I mean, these people. I'm going to play devil's advocate. These people that are going through this transformation probably already feel very
Sensitive.
and an outsider. And how do you prove A, that you were discriminated against, and B, how does the government follow up on that? How do you follow through on that? It's
I don't
different
know.
than race. It is different.
Usually, the way that the law works is you make it such that all you have to prove is you didn't get the housing, you didn't get the job, and it becomes a rebuttable presumption. In other words, the other side has to come up with legitimate reasons why they did or didn't do something before you can basically defend yourself, in effect. Okay? So the rebuttable presumption is there's discrimination. So you have this fairly large thing that you have to get around if you're defending against it. Okay?
Well, there's
It's
an
not
easier way.
easy.
There is an easier way in certain scenarios.
Right.
You go into a restaurant, you go to use the bathroom. What bathroom do you use?
I don't know. What do they use?
I don't know.
Either.
I mean, would they be? I mean, and I don't know what is the right answer there.
That-
It depends
yeah.
on whether
You
or
know,
not
from-
they're pre-op, basically.
Okay,
If,
well,
if
let's
you
say.
are in the process, you can use...
Well, let's say
but is that
my
what?
place of employment, and we have someone standing at the female bathroom, a bouncer, that doesn't allow the male, because the male bathroom's on the other side, and men are not allowed to go down that hallway where the female bathroom is for their protection and safety.
I do remember. It's like, this is at the dance studio.
No, at the bar. At the bar.
Weird.
There's a bouncer at the bar, and it's so there's been instances where there has been mistakes made. But what's the right answer?
Excuse me, sir. What?
No, excuse me, ma'am. What?
Yes, it was, sir, you can't go down there. I'm a girl. Yeah. So, I mean, it's confusing. Society maybe needs to adapt. But how is that happening?
Well, do you think
How do
that
you
this
do
would
that?
create then a new gender, a in the middle gender, or does it create?
Ambiguous?
And then what happens?
And be
Like they
sexual.
join a health club. Let's say
I know, I don't
they
know.
join a health club, and they're not interested in going through maybe the whole operation. Where do they go? Do they go to the female locker room or the male locker room? As a female,
Does there have to be unisex now?
locker rooms?
Yeah.
I can't.
That's
How
really
else would
progressive.
you address it?
That would be very progressive. Well, how would that even work?
I don't know.
Even the Romans didn't do that. And they were pretty far out there.
Well, like, would you have a problem if a person? There's a good way to start. There's a good word.
A human being.
A human being
Homo sapien.
was okay, born male, and is this? I don't even know what the terms are. I'm not
know,
even
I
sure if
don't
there
wanna-
are terms.
I don't wanna-
Begins to transition.
Transgendered into a female and joined your health club and was changing in the female locker room, but did not get the whole operation down there done, but had some of the hormones done and was,
Was growing breasts.
Yeah, had a bra and all that kind of jazz. Would you have a problem with that? Would that be like,
I wouldn't be like a problem, like, get out and get angry. I would be cautious of the individual, which is probably part of, forgive me, everyone out there that's listening that is trans, but I'm from this is new and strange, and I'm not totally comfortable with how to act around this person.
Strange, though. That would be a judgment, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's fascinating. I love these conversations because you know what? All of a sudden, like, I find out more stuff about myself. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I am a little
I'm
racist
absolutely
or sexist
as much
or
as I'm
whatever.
like, I'm open-minded, but it's scary because it's new to everybody.
Let's also remember when we were growing up, stranger danger. Okay,
right.
So
stranger has a negative connotation.
We are going to be kind of already programmed to react negatively against something that does not fit the norm.
Absolutely.
Right. It's not that you have a bent in you to be discriminatory.
Yeah,
it is something, unfortunately, that is learned to a certain degree.
Yes.
And it has to do
we have made strides against it, but it's still
because we associate strange with danger, it becomes a safety factor, whether we want it to or not.
Right.
Whether we're consciously thinking that or not, subconsciously, there's this stream that you're having to fight against. And, my answer to Brian's question would be, it really depends on how far along they are in the process.
I got to be honest. If there was someone in the female changing room with a male part
anatomy,
with
a penis, let's just say.
Okay,
What do we
didn't
got?
know where you wanted it, how explicit you wanted to be.
We got the date doctor saying blowjob last week, so whatever. Let's just it's all
okay. With
it's all
the
explicit
male
content
genitalia, I don't think I would be comfortable next to that person changing. No, I don't think I would.
All right.
I feel like there would be something.
What if they were one row over?
I mean, I don't
there's
change in the locker room of my gym anyway, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think there is an issue there. That's
okay. Yeah. Well, we have Penguin from the chat room is calling us in right now, and they were explaining something which it was very confusing to me because it had to do with the American Psychological Association. Penguin, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay.
How are you guys?
So, first, are you like a
Penguin.
doctor or something, or how do you know?
No, I'm not. I've just been following the legislation, and I studied law and society. Took a few psych courses. In college, you always use the DSM-4 as the authority on any mental disorder, and this is actually classified as a mental disorder called sexual identification disorder.
Sexual identification disorder.
Right. So
okay.
Like you said before, you think you're a girl, but you're in a man's body, or you're a man in a girl's body, and you can't figure out what to do. That's the classification they give you. But it's different than, and I don't know what the classification would be. It's different than if you have ambiguous or unsure what your anatomy is. That's a totally different thing.
Unsure? How would you be unsure of what your anatomy
when you have a
would be?
male outer part and a female inner part? Is that what you're saying? Yeah,
well,
that's
once in a while that does happen.
Hermaphroditism is a little different. Yeah.
Okay. Now, is hermaphrodite, is that a disorder or is that just something else?
That's like you're born with
it is a
female
physical.
inner parts.
Okay.
One could argue it's a mutation. It's
physical mutation. Yeah.
Okay. So here's my question though, and I want to look at this from the practical side. Now, I don't know what either side would say is the right way to do this. Pro, con, male, female. I don't know what they would say. But let's just take the example. If you're a guy who's going through this process to become a woman and you're at the gym, what locker room do you go into?
I have no idea. I don't know what they do now. But I do remember during the public hearing testimony, a lot of people were saying that this starts in high school, like around puberty.
Really?
Wow.
So it should be irrelevant. I would assume that you go through a lot of psychological counseling and try to correct your mindset with your body during that time, then you get the surgery. At what point? I don't know. Probably in your 20s.
What an interesting statement you just said is correct the mindset to your body, which is interesting because if you think of like when you think, who are you? You are both mind and body, and they're disjointed. They're in sync at least.
Yeah.
And one of them needs to be corrected. And I would bet that most of us would say that it's a little abusive to try to change someone's mind to match their body, but we're okay with changing someone's body to match their mind. And really, it should be 6 to a half dozen of the other, right?
I think that that's one of the reasons why you have a very strong course of psychological therapy before you actually go through the transgender modification. It's to make sure that your mind really is set on, I need to be this particular identification. And if they are clear that that's what's going to happen, that's when you get the green light for the operation. If they're not clear, you don't do the operation.
Now you hope though, because I mean, it's the only thing that scares me is that these people are putting so much trust into these doctors to, go through this with them, go through this process with them and correct one or the other, physical or mind, as you say. But you're looking at plastic surgeons and they're willing to mutate people's faces countless times, time after time. And it's equal there. They should have gone through a certain psychological, process. And the gastric bypass surgeries, they have to go. But at the end of the day, it's like, are they just, all right, go through it and all right, you get the green light now. I wonder how intense it is. And I don't know, it worries me a little bit.
Interesting stuff. I don't know what the right answer is, but let's keep talking about it. And thank you, Penguin, for calling in. Penguin was up here hanging out in the chat room. How did you find us, Penguin? How did you find out about us?
I found it through CT News Junkie.
Nice.
Let me jump in there.
Yeah, Doug and Christine. Yeah, Doug Hardy and Christine Stewart, the brainchild. That's terrific. All right, thanks for calling in.
No problem. Have a good night, guys.
Take care.
All right, there he is, the chat room, calling in. Very exciting. Let's do a fast little break here. I just got to find some music to play, and then we will play some commercials, and then we will come back, and it will be wonderful, darling. Actually, you know what? Why don't I do the Deep Water one right now? That's too long. I can't do it.
You want me to do that for you?
I don't want it.
I like
You?
this song.
You like this song?
Yeah.
This is the Brian McDonald song. I haven't played this in a long
Song
time.
makes me think of Sunday mornings with you two. Back in the basement. In the frigid cold.
It's getting better.
Should I stop talking?
My mother-in-law listens to this. Okay, please.
In the studio, all of your minds out of
We'll
the
be
gutter,
right back.
please.
It's the breakdown of Flawless.
Morning coffee was New England gray. The sun peeked out, then it ducked away behind some middle-aged clouds. So set your clocks back to shadow time. There were blue skies covered up with past mistakes, dreams in my head of the West Coast landscape. Wish I were there now instead of living here in shadow time. Think it's time that we ran away, didn't put it off one more day. Hard times we've been living through, they could soon be over and done. Yeah, it's gonna be alright. We're jumping on a plane tonight. We'll be looking at the LA lights by tomorrow morning. Every year I look down deep in my soul, I search for the heat, but it's always cold. Hey, I just do what I can. I'm living here in shadow time. We do the same things day after day. We should just buy 2 tickets and get away. It would feel so fine, waving goodbye to shadow time. Yeah, I think it's time that we ran away, didn't put it off one more day. The hard times we've been living through, they could soon be over and done. Yeah, it's gonna be alright. We're We're jumping on a plane tonight. We'll be looking at the LA lights by tomorrow morning. Jumping on a plane tonight. We'll be looking at the LA lights by tomorrow morning. It's gonna be alright. Jumping on a plane tonight. We'll be looking at the LA lights by tomorrow morning. Gonna be alright. Jumping on a plane tonight. We'll be looking at the LA lights by tomorrow morning. It's gonna be alright. Jumping on a plane tonight. We'll be looking at the LA lights by tomorrow morning.
It's the Hartford Online Radio and The Breakdown right here, the penultimate show of The Breakdown before we go and become Connecticut Tonight, which is going to be very exciting for you. But let's see, we got to tell you about the Connecticut Association of Realtors has this announcement for you. The Connecticut General Assembly is considering another tax on home sales, this time on buyers. They have already passed a state budget with a 50% increase to real estate conveyance taxes on the sellers. Our elected officials keep talking about the importance of creating jobs and stability in the economy, but they seem to be doing just the opposite. A new tax on home sales could put the price on a new home out of reach for first-time home buyers. We all need to be part of the solution. Let's all share the burden. And let's not solve all of Connecticut's problems at the expense of home ownership. This is paid for by the Connecticut Association of Realtors. Gene Fercodini is the president. We'll be right back with the breakdown right here on The Horn.
Budwitz & Meyerjack PC is a large Connecticut-based CPA firm with offices in Cheshire and Farmington, Connecticut. Large enough to handle engagements of enterprises with annual revenues in excess of $100 million, yet small enough to cater to smaller businesses and individual clients who expect personalized attention from partners and staff. Client service is the cornerstone of our practice. Our clients have a fixed fee for their audit and tax work. What this means to the client is we're approachable. Personal communication and client services make for strong relationships. Budwitz & Meyerjack, certified public accountants.
Sometimes the chat room is too much fun. Deepwater Seafood is Farmington Valley's freshest seafood. Have you noticed we're getting more sponsors? That's because more of you are listening, and I do appreciate that. It makes it easier to sell, so tell your friends, and we do appreciate that. But let me really tell you about Deepwater Seafood. Really, really cool thing that they can do. If you call ahead your order, they will have it set aside for you for pickup after work, which is very convenient. They're in the Farmington Valley. They're in Avon, right on 44, centrally located for all the folks up there. And you can give them a call at 860-676-9657, or you can even order by fax. Dave, you know what would be a great idea? I'm just thinking if we can get them to get an email address, and maybe they can get stuff, because email and fax are really just the same thing. That would be a good idea. But if you want to order by fax, it's 860-677-2281. If you need those numbers again, this show is recorded. Just replay it, baby. And then I get one more click for listeners. See how that works? Anyway, their hours are Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Organic salmon, sushi-grade tuna, Arctic char, Carolina swordfish, Chilean sea bass, red snapper, deep-sea scallops, oysters, little necks, all sorts of stuffed and wrapped jazz, fully prepared and semi-prepared dinners, soups, bisques, and chowders, all very fresh from Deepwater Seafood, Avon's freshest seafood anywhere. Are you okay?
Sandits Travel for business and leisure. We'll take you there. Sandits Travel has been proudly serving Connecticut since 1960. That's over 50 years. And we're ready for another 50 years of superior service. Whether you prefer to come in, call in, or log on. We invite you to explore how efficient, diverse, and fun it is to book through Sandits Travel. Save your money and your time with us, Sandits Travel. We'll take you there.
I have the copy right here, you son of a bitch.
Wow, we're just swearing up a storm these days.
Where's the...
No, let me
Curse words.
get it.
Anyway.
Let me get it. Let me tell you why it won't work. Here it is, right here.
Do I have to play referee right now?
The original script is right here, as Dave Moore wrote it. But he said, Deepwater Seafood, Avon's best seafood, where seeing is enjoying. And he spelled it SEA-ING. Now, if this was like a novel or something and people were reading the script,
It's clever.
but it doesn't come across
If you
because
read
it's
it right,
radio. Where seeing,
Where SEA-ing.
where SEA-ING is enjoying. And by the way, the joke is seeing is believing. It's not like
I am aware of that.
you're just a cluster.
Oh, boys. Whatever.
Flawless. Oh, apparently I have a sensor on the chat room. I'm sorry. I'm not sure if I can turn off the
I
sensor.
don't think you can. I've tried before.
What? Did you want to curse at someone?
No, people in the chat room wanted to curse
Oh, okay.
at each other, I think.
Curse at us. Curse at Caitlin. God knows we do.
And often.
And often. Freaking girl. So what were we talking about? Transgender stuff. So we don't know where they... No, it's an interesting question. What team do they try out for? If
Yeah.
they're going out for sports, we were talking about during the break. If, you know, it's one thing for the girls that want to try out for like the wrestling team or whatever, because it's more like, you know, there's certainly
Or
a lot
saying,
of...
like, when in grade school, a girl went for the boys' hockey team when I was a kid.
Yeah, and
Or
at
football.
that age, it's
Right.
probably okay. But like, if you wanted to have a girl try out for nose tackle, she's going to have to be a big girl. Whereas, here's my point, the guy doesn't necessarily have to be that big proportionally or absolute size, because men just naturally carry more muscle. And I think at that age, again, there are certainly exceptions to this, but at that age, the guys are going to be carrying more muscle naturally than the females, and you don't really want kids working out like maniacs when they're 15 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, what our caller, Penguin, was saying in the chat room later
Yeah.
after he was that, say it for me again, that they can't force someone of the opposite gender to go into the changing room
Right.
that the team is in high school. But he was saying, like, later in your 20s is when you start getting into the medical aspect and the doctors and all that. But it is an issue for high schools to deal with if early on someone is aware of these feelings. And
One other issue is amateur sports, the Olympics. There are actually rules that prevent a person who has gone through a transgender modification from competing.
Well, that would make sense. I mean, I don't know what the javelin throw, you know, where it's just
Or
form and strength.
the more
born in a certain body.
common situation is running, and you basically
I have no
in
idea.
The last two Olympics, there have been some questions as to whether or not there was a female runner who they thought was a guy or started out as a guy. Now, obviously female, and this person had to go through a series of tests in order to be able to and pass them in order to be able to compete. And it was really funky.
here's my question.
Okay.
What are those? How do you prove that someone that is now female was once a male? How did that? It's not like a blood type.
I believe.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's stuff down there that doesn't.
Well, not if it's been surgically crafted.
I know, but like, still, it's not going to be exact, and you can probably still look at,
the
you can take
muscular
a.
structure is going to be different.
Your
Okay.
muscular scar. Okay.
And your bones. Your bones are going to be different.
How?
The hips are going to be different.
Right.
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 And
that makes sense.
They ain't no change in
And,
that.
and there's not going to be a uterus or anything. I mean, like, there's a lot of stuff that's not growing.
Right. I couldn't think. I was like, how do you know that?
And
Slightly invasive, though, to that person.
yeah, well, guess what? All you have to do is an X-ray.
My name is Martha.
I mean,
I'm from Russia.
and that's probably the kind of discrimination
to
that
run.
people are like trying to avoid. You know, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
in yours and my favorite sport, rowing, Brian, that was kind of one of the old, long-standing jokes with the Eastern Bloc athletes,
Yeah.
particularly the women
Yes.
who were rowing.
I am
They were
Olga.
as big as the guys.
I am a
And it
Russian
was
beet
kind of
farmer by
scary.
day,
Which is where
Olympic rower by night.
kind of disproves your point that there would be a muscular and bone difference.
There is, though, as far as the shape of the hips, because a woman,
Yes, but some women that stay women are more, as you say.
yeah, but the bone
Manly in
structure is
structure.
generally
Yeah, but the
speaking
bone
going
structure
to be
is different.
Okay.
All women have a different bone structure. That's all.
Just like making you both prove your point a little bit more.
Okay.
She's getting kind of hippie on me.
Crash says that there are. Okay, XX chromosomes, XY chromosomes. Damn difficult. I don't know, Penguin. God, getting all testy on us. Getting all testosterone on us.
Good
Penguin.
thing
Yeah, they have a
Penguin's
test for
here
that.
to Tell us what we're talking
Penguin.
about.
And we really do appreciate. She was lovely when she called in, Penguin, don't you think?
Somehow I could see that one coming.
Oh, bring it.
Oh, snap, says Doc.
Okay.
Didn't know that Chaz was calling in.
We love you. Hey, you know what we're going to do? Penguin, if you
This is
send
why
us
they
an
need to pass a
email,
law.
I'll tell you what, Penguin, I'll make it up. If you send us an email,
Or tweet.
no, I'm going to ask him for his mailing address.
His mailing address.
His female address. If you send us your female address, onthehorn500@gmail.com, we will give you a $20 gift card from Black Eyed Sally's. Tell them again what the email address is.
On the Horn 500.
On the phone or
On the Horn 500 at gmail.com.
gmail.com.
There we go.
Let me say that one more time. On the horn 500@gmail.com. Sorry, Penguin.
That was good. See? Okay. See, now I got the gift card.
If you'd like
I got
your
the
gift
gift
card.
card right here.
See, now the rest of you got to call in.
Where is it? Right here. It's the gift card. I'm going to put P-E-N-G.
Oh my God, you got to get some jambalaya. It's delicious.
P-E-N-G for Penguin because it's not big enough. So that's for Penguin right there. It's a $20 gift card to Black Eyed Sally's. Yeah, jambalaya? Hells
It's
yeah.
so good.
Oh my God, that stuff
just so
will
good.
take
Hells
paint
yeah.
off.
What?
It's hot. The
I didn't think it was
stuff
that
I
hot.
had.
Oh, it's delicious.
Oh,
though.
the stuff
I
that I,
mean,
had
it's
made my-
spicy. There's some spice to it,
And
but it's not
then-
like
your
hot,
eyes go.
hot.
A piece of cornbread at the end.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great stuff. So,
Hey.
Penguin, give us a thing there. Okay.
And,
On the
Brian,
Horn 500.
What's our phone number so that other viewers can join
And
in
if
the
other
fun?
viewers want to call in, you can certainly do that at 860-266-HORN. Horn. For Hartford Online
Okay,
Radio
thank
Network.
If you want to correct any of our flaws or misspeakings this evening, let us know. Because
Join the two guys and a gal conversation.
It's all good.
And Dave and Caitlin, too. What? So, but then now there are other issues with this thing here.
Flawless.
Flawless. This has become my new nickname is Flawless,
Flawless?
because I am flawed. Let's just say.
fully flawed.
There
and
was a pilot
formed.
in the 30s who developed a reputation for flying the wrong way, and his name was Wrong Way Corrigan. Here we have Flawless.
Parker.
Yeah, the cat was out of the bag on the business show.
Uh-oh.
If you want to find out my real name,
Uh-oh.
they spilled the beans on the business show. I was like, really? Really?
I don't know which one is your real name anymore.
You don't? I'm not sure. Actually, you know my real name.
Oh.
I think you only know the non de plumes. Dave does.
Yes.
He's been my lawyer for a long time.
I better know.
But there you go. Yeah, public accommodations. That's, I guess, the big thing. You know, what restroom do you go to, but you know what else? It's like, you know, like they're not going to public accommodations. I think of like a park, and like, who's checking out a park, and how would you know?
Oh no,
Like, who's wearing? Like, how would you ever know? Because if you dress like a
restrooms.
guy, you're going to be dressed in whatever, pants and a shirt. If you're dressed like a girl, you could also be dressed in pants and a shirt. You have to be going to like a park in like a dress. Because that's like, men don't wear dresses, but women wear pretty much everything that men
Unless
wear.
they're Scots. But anyways.
Those are
it's not a
kilts.
dress.
It's a bum warmer. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
It's gone now. Thank
Okay.
you. No, I mean, is it going to be discrimination if a restaurant doesn't have a in between bathroom? You know what I mean? Where's the discrimination line going to be drawn?
I don't know. I mean, but here's the thing. I think if you're going the add a bathroom route, you have to have two bathrooms. You have to have the bathroom for the men moving to women and a bathroom for the women moving to men. I don't think you can have a in the middle. Because it's kind of like, you're not really in the middle.
Now, see, like
You're
a
sort
gay
of-
bar, there's not often, like a male gay bar, there's not often a girl's bathroom.
I have no idea.
I've been. I'm trying to remember.
Are there gay bars in Hartford?
There have been.
There's certain,
I don't even know.
there's certain bars that have like certain nights
Certain nights.
that are more welcoming to that crowd.
Is Pig's Eye Pubs one of those
No.
places that have
We are welcome
certain nights?
to all the time. Everyone's welcome always.
male gay bar polo club? Is there a polo club around?
The Polo Club is, I wasn't going to say, but yes, thank you, chat room friends. Yeah.
Chat room
there's-
friends. I don't
I'll
know
be the
where is the
doctor.
polo club?
It's near like the Webster Theater.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah. And they're very,
I'm very happy that neither one of us knew.
yeah.
All gay all the time.
Is it all
And the
time? I
best
don't know.
cross-dressing show in town. Apparently,
I've heard.
Crash
So
is
I've heard.
familiar with this topic. He is
The best.
I can't even say that.
No, don't. I've only been to a gay bar in New Orleans, and it was probably the best time I've ever had out. It was fantastic, and we sang Sound of Music, like
Whoa.
karaoke, and it was awesome.
Nice.
It was great.
Did you go as a man?
No, I went as myself.
Oh.
Yeah.
It would have been more fun if you had gone in as like, you know.
You know what was fun about
Doing
it?
your
Was
Liza
not
Minnelli.
getting hit on. It was really fun to just go.
Being
and
able to
have
go and
fun
just
and not
do
worry
stuff.
about
Right.
getting groped.
Do you get groped a lot when you go out?
Sometimes,
Really?
not really.
Wow.
It was more like
I have no I haven't like no.
not groped.
I have
like
no idea.
pinned again. But there's, when I used to waitress,
Yeah.
cocktail waitress,
Yeah.
it was
Mhm.
pretty bad. Yeah, but you get your knee gets really you get tough.
Wow. See,
That's why I love bartending now, because I have a big bar in between me.
Bring it.
Yeah, and then I just point to really big bouncers, and everything's okay.
see, guys,
Tito, Ramon,
Yeah.
get him.
for the most
Marin,
part,
the 7-foot Serbian man. It's great.
What's his name?
Marin.
Marine?
Yeah.
As in Marine.
bring in
Yes.
the Marine.
MRIN, yeah.
That's great.
He's awesome.
I think we need a bouncer here at the studio.
I'll never get
Can
in.
we get him? Can he moonlight?
Sure.
Well, can he daylight? I guess you'd have to, because you guys don't open up until like 9.
We open at 4, Monday through Monday.
Okay. We'll invoice you.
Just making sure the information's correct.
Fine. We should do We should do this. We should all go out with the listeners to.
Pig's Eye.
Okay, I was going to say Polo Club. I had to look for the name again, but
Oh, polo. That'd be fun.
that would be fun. You know what's? Oh, no, I shouldn't say
You
that.
should bring a bouncer with you there.
I should bring a bouncer with me.
All of us.
Oh, that's right. I might get hit on. Well, probably not. I'm kind of
no,
ugly.
it's in a. I don't know.
I feel the need to button my shirt again.
I'm already suited up, so
All
hey.
the way to the top. Fascinating stuff. All right. So, any other final thoughts on
Wow,
this?
we veered off. We're way off.
We did little veer off there.
So explain to me what's going on with this Connecticut.
It looks like it's going to pass.
No.
Is it?
No. What is the show going to be called?
Oh, Connecticut Tonight.
Connecticut Tonight.
Yeah, we need to pick out some music for it too, which is always
It should
fun.
be like.
How about this music? Welcome to Connecticut
it's
Tonight. No?
lame.
No.
Okay. How about this music? Welcome to Connecticut Tonight. You too can be part of the fun. Call in at 266-HORN.
Is Beaver coming
And
on?
Caitlin will answer all your questions. Connecticut Tonight, Connecticut's favorite internet podcast. How's that?
I am looking forward to
I
sitting
will
next
be
to June
committing
Cleaver
seppuku with
during
my
that
pen.
show.
Okay, how about this one?
These are the cheesiest things I've ever heard.
Connecticut Tonight.
I feel
All
like
right.
I feel like I'm on Broadway in Hairspray right now.
All right, how about this?
Really?
Don't you? I'm like sock
Only I'm
hopping.
the John Travolta.
You like that one?
Speaking of cross-dressing.
I brought it right back.
That's.
I was thinking more like
Doable.
Entertainment Tonight kind of thing.
Are you gonna go
Da-da-da-da.
sleazy on me?
Who?
Are you going sleazy?
Sleazy. What does that mean?
The music.
Entertainment Tonight. Oh, I thought you meant the content of the show.
No.
Oh, thank God.
What are you talking about?
Not the content.
Doc says
Of
we
the
should
show.
go
You're talking
with
about the
something more
music.
90s.
90s. How about we bring it into the?
We kind of
Millennium.
like it's tonight, as in it's topical, as in it's happening now, not 10 years ago.
I agree.
Just saying.
Let's
But-
make it current.
70s music. Music. You just said 70s music. Gosh darn it. Maybe we can do that with the audience. Doc can pick out our new music.
All right, Doc. It's up to you.
I
Let
don't
us
know
know.
about this.
Okay, you don't like this?
No, I'm just saying, if Doc is suggesting 70s porn music, then we might have a problem.
Oh, come on. A little faith in the Doc, man.
Connecticut Tonight.
Guest starring tonight on Connecticut Tonight, Jim Weisvich,
I would have
Joanne Nesty, Ray Dunaway, and that old guy named Mike Boguslawski. No? You wouldn't like that one?
yeah.
Come on. What's the next one? Let's see here.
I just when you first
Not the
played
Love
that,
Boat.
I
Thank you,
imagined the
Doc.
70s porn, and then with that music, and it was very strange.
Oh, we used this in the Stats
Emmys.
Magoo.
For the Emmys.
Yeah, we can't use that one in the Stats Magoo thing. Let's go to the 17. This is more like
E.T.
Lassie.
phone home.
E.T.,
Yeah,
right?
Lassie E.T. kind of thing. I'm not really sure that's going to work. It slices, it dices, it's Connecticut Tonight. It'll satisfy your wife and mow your lawn. All right. Maybe not.
I don't even know.
I think he's lost it.
I think it's gone.
The heat has gotten to him.
That's not
Tonight,
bad.
This is better. I will tolerate this.
tonight on Connecticut Tonight.
Here's the problem. It's like 20 seconds.
Oh, let's loop it.
Doc says it's better.
It is better, Doc. I'm with you.
Well, how about if we do this? How about if we do a little...
You could do a loop.
I love letting the audience in on this process that happens usually when the mics
Hey, this
are
is
off.
good. So Doc likes this one?
Doc likes this
That's
one.
better. Doc needs to learn how to spell.
Better.
Oh, that's not
It's
it.
better, yeah.
Whoops.
I don't like this one.
27.
Love boat.
You really.
Wait, which one did I just do that you liked? I thought I did 27.
He lost it.
Do it again. It reminds me think of Anchorman.
Doc says, yeah, I'm drunk too.
So what if we do that and then we go into one of these bad boys over here?
Nothing wrong with that, Doc. It was a complete break of
Yes, it was. It's
momentum.
Mind shift.
Here's what it was. Shit.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
That momentum was like, I don't know. It just happened.
All right, let's keep going. How about roller coaster? How about not roller coaster?
Connecticut Tonight, and I'm your host, Flawless.
Can't
says
stop
Doc.
the swing.
Yes, you can.
Please
Watch
stop.
me.
Please, dear Lord, stop the swing.
I'll save you from Soft Shoe Guru.
Okay, good.
The Love Boat for Penguin.
I said
You can't
like
do that.
5
I
minutes
own
ago.
all these.
Sorry, Penguin.
Can't do that. Business is business. What is this one? 40.
Will someone please wake Kenny G up?
I just got a picture of what's his name from Baywatch's hair. What is his name?
David Hasselhoff.
Thank
Hassel.
The minute the
The Hoff.
saxophone went, I just saw hair.
All right, how about late for a date?
That's no longer playing at the National.
Yeah! All right! Hey!
Welcome to 21.
Connecticut Tonight! It's the game show where everybody wins!
What is behind
I think that would be
number
fun.
4?
Now, that would be fun if we just turned this into a big old game show.
I'm down with that. I love game shows.
Can we
What
do
happened to
that?
our quiz? I love the quiz.
You know.
Yeah, you know.
I don't know.
Connecticut Tonight, a game
Stuff
show.
happens. I'm digging that.
Oh, Benny Goodwin-esque.
Yeah. Here we go, Connecticut.
Big on the drums.
I like it. Chat room, what do you think?
Not good enough, says Doc.
Oh, not good
okay.
enough? Oh, I thought we had a winner. I'm going to write it down just in case.
What, you want to dance with my
40
gram?
and
Penguin
this
says,
is
eh.
show.
I'm with you, Penguin.
I thought you liked it.
It's okay. I'm not getting past the cheese, though. There's a lot of cheese happening here.
No.
What was that?
I'm sorry. F Troop.
I like that one.
Oh,
Tonight.
Game
God. This is the game show, at least.
This is the game show.
We've got to do game show to this. What is this called? 55 is the big rush. Game show.
Penguin is
We need
leaving.
applause
He's got
in
to
the
sign
background.
off. He's got to go to nap before work.
Penguin, where
Penguin, thank you for listening
Thank you,
and for
Penguin.
playing along.
Good luck at work if you're going now.
I don't know why I'm writing this down. We're
sweet.
recording this right now. So, okay, great. Well, that's good. We've got that down. We've got game show down.
And we'll all inform you later what the game show will be.
And we'll tell you later.
When we
I
come up with
so want to do a game show. I mean, I want to make like half of the
so
show
fun.
like an interview and half of it a game show.
I'm down. Let's do it.
Pass the lewd, man. By the way, Penguin is an EMT in Waterbury, and he does the 11 to 7 shift.
Good for you, Penguin.
Good for you, man.
Wow, thank you for your hard work.
You're the
Penguin
best.
likes
You're doing stuff I
an
can't
opening
do.
dance theme for you.
He likes what?
An opening dance theme.
Oh, great. Thank you, Penguin. I don't know what's happening over there.
Penguin thinks that it was good with Caitlin and Brian dancing. We should Photoshop that.
It's Brian with an I.
That's okay.
All right, pissy pants.
I gotta go buy a room. Like, who the hell would ever use this music?
Frank Sinatra.
Have we officially lost all of our listeners at this point in time?
Oh no, we still got 3 of you.
Doc is there.
Okay, so
right,
that's the
I'm
whole
done with this
CD,
game.
and that's all we can find out. So that was fun. Thank you for your comments. And now,
We'll let you know.
ladies and gentlemen, before we go, we have to say Thank you to all of our sponsors, whose names I've erased.
Excellent.
Yeah, why is that right?
Budwitz and Meyerjack.
Budwitz and Meyerjack.
Sandits Travel.
Sandits Travel, the May Cookie Company. You can check them out.
Somebody get the heck
At
out of here.
maycookie.com. Sandits Travel, get the heck out of here.
Sherpa Technologies.
Sherpa Technologies, the internet specialists. And we
Plasma.
also want, Global Indemnity Insurance.
Yes.
And the Connecticut Association of Realtors. And
Fish House.
Deepwater Seafood.
Yeah.
All very lovely things. You know what was also a good idea? Deepwater Seafood. There's a wine house right down the road. Not more than a mile, is it? Great place to go check out to get your little white wine,
Little
maybe with that
vino.
stuff. Little vino. That would be great. Ciao. We'll see you later, Doc. Thank you, and we'll see all
Good
you
night,
guys
Doc.
later on. And be sure to tune in. Yeah, we're gonna give this game show thing a try. It'll be fun. We'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.
Whether to believe or not to believe, says that is the question at hand. You know, you used to be so certain.